is right from the Seattle Seahawks, and you are watching NorbFam.
What's up, 12s? It's Loaf the Tuba with the Seattle Seahawks, and you're watching NorbFam.
I'm DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks, and you're watching NorbFam.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Blue Friday. Welcome to NorbFam, the special Friday edition where we're going to go back and look at that Seahawks-Lions win and look ahead to our next fierce cat that's going to come into Lumen Field. We beat the Lions. Now we got to take on another cat, the Panthers, who are wounded, 0-2, limping into Lumen Field, but we have yet to win a game in Lumen Field in 2023. Will that change? We're about to find out with our special guest tonight. Bringing back the round table, although it's more like a round triangle. Although triangles aren't really round because they only have 3 parts to it. Anyway, the point is we have 3 people on here, special guests, Discord members for a long time, collaborators of a long time, and great to see these guys back on the show. Let's waste no time and do this thing. Welcome, fellas. We've got Sky-High Aviation. Sky-High, say hello to the folks out there.
What's going on, everybody? Y'all saw me last week. We better have an epic show, man. We won that game against the Lions. I'm fired up, man. Let's go.
It's even more epic because we are joined by none other than Nick LaBow.
How you doing,
Nick?
Guys?
Yes, sir.
Back, Sky-High. It's always good to be in your presence. I mean, it's been when was the last time we did something like this? It's been a really
very long time.
But no, we're all back. I'm happy. It'll be a good show.
Absolutely. So, again, everyone, thank you for tuning in. We're going to have a lot of fun on this Friday night show. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, notifications bell, all that stuff. Always helps the channel, so I greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate these guys coming on here to share their insight. If you guys remember, we started collaborating, about 2020, I want to say? Is that when we started kind of
I think so.
doing a thing? You guys were so different. You guys were little teenagers with high voices, and now look at you, big men who are taller than me now, I think. Off to college. I know that Sky-High's in college in North Dakota, right? Is it North Dakota State or University of North Dakota?
University of North Dakota, studying commercial aviation, baby.
Aviation, as we all knew he would. He said he was going to do that from the moment I met him. It's Sky-High Aviation, his channel. And Nick, you are also college, or are you still at high school?
Nope, I'm in high school. I'm a junior in high school.
You're still, so you still got a couple years. You're in the same age. You're the same age as my daughter Vanessa. So you guys got 2 more years to go. So awesome. It's fun to see you guys evolving into doing what you guys do. So real quick here, just as you see here, I'm going to be bringing these. I have these screens because I know that people are wanting to know what's going on with the Mariners as they're entering in this wild, crazy AL West finish. Right now, the Mariners are down 1-0 apparently, but Sky-High Aviation, as some of you know, is a diehard Astros fan with a capital S. And of course, we're going to be playing those guys here down the stretch, so we're all watching each other's scoreboards, hoping that we all kind of help each other out. But I would love to see an epic matchup. At some point, we're going to see that matchup between the M's and the Astros. But we're talking football tonight, so we're going to focus on that. So where do you want to start this? We got to start with looking back at this Lions win, right? Let's talk a little bit, just like your overall thoughts, and then we'll go into a breakdown of a few plays as chosen by Sky-High Aviation. So let's start with Jose, Sky-High. Just give me your initial thoughts on what you thought about the game last week. Hell of a game.
Yeah, it really was a hell of a game, and I thought it was miles better than what we saw in the first game against the Rams. Some of the things that I think I really liked was Geno's patience and calmness in the pocket. First of all, he hit a great pocket. He was mostly protected throughout the entire game against this, we were told was going to be a pretty dangerous Lions defensive line. And with our 2 starting tackles out, that spelled the recipe for disaster. We're going to see in the plays today what the Seahawks did to combat that and why they were successful in doing that. But Geno's calmness and patience, simplification of the offense. We saw a little bit more of the pistol formation, a little more utilizations of the tight end, a little bit more creativity coming out, and that's sort of what we'd like to see. And then coming into the second half, defensive pressure leads to turnovers, and you can see when we're going to see later tonight. We brought the pressure sort of came in the second half. We started getting sacks. We started forcing Goff to make errant throws, possible turnovers. Things started happening, right? By all means, it wasn't a perfect game, right? The defense still has a lot of way to go, but even from the first 3 plays on defense, there was improvements I could tell based on looking on the film, based on communication, based on skill type, no matter what happened. And this week, we can't keep our heads two down or two up because even though Bryce Young is out, Andy Dalton is in, and he's still a veteran quarterback. And I still think this makes this even more of a pretty much a trap game almost for us. Andy Dalton has played semi-well here in Seattle, so keep our eyes out for that. But yeah, very impressive win, coming and knock the socks off the Lions. We're 1-1, and now I think our confidence is back where we need it to be, and we've kind of starting to see the potential of this team.
Yeah, well stated. Well stated. So, Nick, let's get your thoughts on the game, and Sky-High, if you wouldn't mind muting your mic while Nick goes, that way just kind of minimize some of the background noise. So, Nick, you're up. Your thoughts on this Seahawks unexpected by most 37-31 victory over the Lions.
Well, I hope you guys can hear. Oh, there I go. No, yeah, it was a wonderful game. I was super, relieved to see a lot of things. You go from 1 week scoring 13 points to the next scoring 37. Certainly an improvement just in itself. Defense looked a lot better. The offensive line I was really worried about going into the game, especially with, having two starters out. And it looks like we're going to have two starters out again this week. But I thought we played really well. Shane Waldron did a heck of a job coaching just with some of the plays he was running, getting the ball out quick. And, I mean, like I said again, 37 points. Shane Waldron had a hell of a game. And, yeah, we overall played really well. Kenneth Walker ran the ball well. I was really happy to see more involvement in Zach Charbonnet. Really kind of a power rusher. Didn't get a whole lot of carries, but a lot more than he got. Overall, I mean, we played really well. The wide receivers did well. Tight ends got really involved. Noah Fant getting more receptions. Kobe Parkinson played a lot, too. So no, on both sides of the ball, really good game.
Yes, agreed on a lot of those points too. I just want to add to that as well. I think Sky-High's got to be bragging about his what the Astros must be doing, I'm guessing, and what Seattle's not doing because we're now 4-0. Golly, dang it! Anyway, but back to the football thing. All right, so this game, obviously the points. It was great to see the offense put points up 37-31, just like last year. It was a shootout again. But it was great to see them getting first downs, showing up in the second half, Geno being efficient. Besides the sack, he really didn't make too many mistakes. And he got screwed out of a couple bad referee calls, the phantom grounding call, which they later apologized for. So, not that it means anything when they go, sorry, we messed that one up. It's a good thing you guys won, or else you would have been apologizing with loss. Yeah, right. Yeah, look what that got us. Anyway, so Geno played very well, throwing for how many passing yards? 311 passing yards, overall pretty good rating, 32 for 41. And rushing, I'm waiting for us to get over that 100 mark. We were about the same rushing yards totals as last week, believe it or not. We're at 82 yards rushing. I'm dying to see us go over 100, hopefully this coming week. But the biggest concern would be, and it was great to see some pressures finally by the defensive line. Got a turnover, too. Actually got 3 turnovers, a couple fumbles, and a pick six, which was awesome. And I think the biggest concern, though, as much as the defense rose up and started doing some great things, is we still gave up 31 points. That's not going to get it done against some of these other better teams that are out there, and we're not always going to be able to put up 37 points. So I want to see that number get down into the 20s at least, preferably the low 20s and the high teens from a scoring standpoint. But aside from that, it's what you do against the opponent that you're facing. And the fact that they outscored them by 6 points, did just enough to come away, obviously barely enough because they had to go to overtime to do it. But it was great to see them finish and watch Geno again with a game-finishing, winning walk-off drive with, of course, Tyler Lockett with the pylon extending touchdown. So Lockett was huge in that game, which is awesome to see. So, let's get down to the breakdowns. Let's talk about, I guess before we talk about the Panthers, let's go to your breakdowns. You ready to do that, Sky-High?
Yeah, let's go into the breakdowns. Hopefully, Nick should be able to add onto this. So yeah, we'll be chilling. So
before you start, I got to do a public service announcement. I got to do one public service announcement real quick. So, we've been in the off season. We designed these. They're commemorative Mama Blue patches. We did this in honor of her memory. She passed away earlier this year, sadly. But we are, as a fundraiser for our charity Fans for Good, we are selling these patches. If you're at the stadium, you can get them from me in person. They're $12, and it all goes to our charity. Or you can order it from our website, as I have down here, fansforgood.org. And let's see, I have a little picture of it up here. Let's see, where is it? Somewhere in here. It's a nice picture of it on the site. There we go. There's a better picture. That's what it looks like. It's a nice little patch. You can iron it on or sew it on. It's a really cool souvenir and definitely a neat thing. So if you would love to commemorate her honor, that's what you can do. Fansforgood.org. All right, back to Sky-High Aviation and your breakdowns. You ready to jump at this first play?
Yeah, let's jump right into it. I think actually, head back to my screen real quick. I didn't remember the timestamp. So yeah, I'm still a little scrub and forgot to like download the plays themselves. So yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I got to do better.
All right, let me know when you're ready. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Most of us, we know the drill. We'll let the play run out. So, oh my God, yeah, it had to be low quality, didn't it? Well, this is the first play on offense, right? So we're gonna see. I hope it looks good on Sirius.
Looks good. Looks great.
Oh, there you go. I like to call this play setting the tone, right? So this is actually a really good, decent play, but setting the tone in a sense, I mean it this way. We're going to go back into it here. Oh, yeah, we're going to go back and get the crappy quality.
That's what it looked like, Norb watching the games in his
Yeah, actually, I didn't even watch the game. I had to listen to it on 710 ESPN because I couldn't even get a TV signal.
So whether,
no place I could find it.
Whether you can see it or not, oops. Aiden Hutchinson. Which one is Aiden Hutchinson? Because I got two white guys on the defensive line here. I can't remember which one I marked as Aiden Hutchinson. But Aiden Hutchinson, he's on Disley. He has to be on Disley. Aiden Hutchinson is down here. And we're going to see a lot of what the Seahawks are going to do today, and what kind of kept Geno protected throughout this game is they always had two guys on him, whether it was Curhan or Disley, or whether it was Forsyth or Fant, they always had two guys on them. So you see here, they automatically line up with two tight ends, which should almost certain be, and Seattle loves to always open up with the run. So it's almost certain that Seattle's going to have a run play here, and if not, it's a play-action pass, because Detroit is lined up man. They've in a man zone here, so they've lined up well for it. So what you see here is they double up. They take off Hutchinson, or he's down there, but they take him out of the equation, essentially. And that's what we like to call setting the tone, right? So Kenneth Walker, he gets the first down. He gets plenty of yardage. But you see down here, right? They're always going to have two people on him. And that's the kind of... This rest of the defensive line is not really effective without him. He's completely out of the play. So that's what we like to call setting the tone right there. And it's obviously a good first drive because we end up going down and scoring. And that'll lead me to the next play, but...
and while you're getting that play set up, you got to credit Walker, too, because he went up the middle, and there really was nothing there. It kind of got all clogged, and he had that wherewithal to bounce it outside where the gap was between the double team and the rest of the middle of the line. So that's what Walker's so good at, is that shift. He did that when he scored that touchdown. Kind of started in and bounces it outside. He's just got that quick lateral Barry Sanders-type move. Got the job done. All right, Sky, you ready for the next one?
Absolutely. We're ready. We're always ready. Born ready. All right, so we move on. This is later in the drive. We're going to ask you to pay attention again. We're setting the tone. This is setting the tone part 2. Where's Aiden Hutchinson? Find him. This time we send somebody, take him out of the equation again. But this time we don't set a tight end on it. We don't double him up. We're going to look at it right here because this is a really good angle for it. So here, Disley's going to not really chip, but he's going to go out for his route. And everybody's going to stagnate here, find their man. The Lions, if we're talking about filling the gaps here, these two guys are going to double team here. Lewis is going to bounce out, and Lewis is arguably our best offensive lineman out of these 5 right now. So Lewis is going to bounce out, and he's going to take care of Hutchinson, which in essence is going to provide Geno Smith sort of this pocket area here, where he's able to make that read, make that pass, that quick pass to Smith and Jigba. And Hutchinson, he can't even make a play if Geno has to hold on to that ball for longer. Smith and Jigba, again, one of the most talented, if not the most talented receiver coming out of the draft. is able to make that play for that catch. So again, setting the tone, taking Aiden Hutchinson out of it is going to do you wonders essentially. And let me queue up the next play. But yeah, we've got the next play here. If I can. This is what I get for being slow in the head. All right.
I think that goes to show, too, everything you've shown so far and just kind of the adjustments made on the offensive line and blocking. I mean, props to Pete Carroll, Shane Walter, and Andy Dickerson, that coaching staff, to prepare for, you have a big guy in Aiden Hutchinson who can really change the game, and just taking him out of the equation the entire time. And Pete doesn't get a lot of credit anymore, but I think he should.
Yeah,
I felt like last game we got outcoached against the Rams, and I don't know if they just came ill prepared or underestimated the opponent. I felt like this time they really came in prepared, and like you said, neutralized the obvious strengths and weaknesses on both sides. Where we were weak with backup tackles, we made that a non-issue, and got turnovers on defense. I mean, it was a tale of two games, really, with the first game being like we didn't show up in the second half, got outcoached. This time they were the ones who outcoached the Lions. You ready for the next play? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead,
the Rams game in general, I think, was a very growing pains game. You got a lot of stuff out there. There were a lot of things that looked really ugly. It was an ugly game. But it really allowed for us, I think, in all aspects of the team, from the front office all the way down to the coaching staff, adjustments, every player on the team to, correct and fix things in that week of practice and just get better, know what your mistakes are.
Yeah, absolutely. Sky-High, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, let's move on. So this is later in the drive here. Seattle's driving. They're having a really good first opening drive here. And again, something that we like to see, that creativity, those two tight ends set. Parkinson's going to shift out, sort of this pistol look with Kenneth Walker and Disley acting as that, other running back / fullback as a tight end. And again, we're setting the tone. And we find DK Metcalf wide open. This is sort of the Seahawks' bread and butter. We've seen this play before. And we're going to go ahead and watch it up here. Watch what Will Disley does to help Jake Curhan provide more time when he's going up against Aiden Hutchinson. Remember, he's a big guy. We're going to talk about him a lot. You see Gino, he gets the snap. Boom, chip, right there. Disley goes right out. He's the outlet, and instead DK Metcalf turns his cornerback around. He gets wide open.
That's a great move by DK, too, after the catch. Kind of a little juke spin move to get a few extra yards there.
Oh, really good. So this is by design. This is absolutely not, we're going to call this play and hope it works. This is by design. This is to intentionally prevent Aiden Hutchinson from going out and essentially having Gino get sacked. And this is sort of what I'd like to call a safe play, but at the same time you're getting a lot of yards, but also at the same time you're protecting your quarterback here. So Disley does a really good job coming up and chipping, and then he's that outlet, and he's actually open. If DK doesn't get open, Disley's open. He gets 5 or 6 yards on that catch there. But again, we talk about setting the tone there. Gino and the offense and the play calling and the scheming for it. So far, so good. We're scheming well against this Detroit offensive line, and like I said earlier last week, we match up so well against this defense and against this team that I think it's not going to be that difficult for us to go out and score points. We match up so well against Detroit, which is why I said we have a good chance of winning, even though everybody counted us out thinking our offense had gone to shit. It's good. We match up well against this team, so we're going to see that again with these big plays and these plays that kind of just outsmart and outthink the Detroit defense. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at right now.
Nick, I don't know if you saw the comment. Somebody said that your mic volume was a little low over there, but
we'll see. I did some setting.
Oh, Nick.
So
all right,
see if it's
we'll
better
do the
now.
we'll see. We're doing the best we can, folks. All right, Sky-High, you ready for the next clip?
Almost.
And Sky-High, I don't know. When we did this last week, you were able to get the breakdown image bigger. Right now, it's like 2/3 of the screen with most of the right side filled in with the little sketch-o-matic on the side. So I don't know if you can make the plays bigger. The way you had it last time worked out pretty good. But if not, we'll roll with it.
I'm working.
I just appreciate you guys being able to give us something that we can watch. And,
is this, check if this is big enough.
let's check it out. Yeah, that's definitely better right there.
Oh, what a guy. All right, let's go ahead and watch this next play here. This is, I think, the second or third play defensively, but this play ultimately did not result in a success for us, but you're going to see the communication and you're going to see the adjustments that this team makes. So, obviously, everybody's pretty well covered here, despite the fact that Sam Laporta gets open for that catch. Now, we're going to stop and take a look here. Seattle's lined themselves up with a... Well, maybe it'd be easier if we look back through here. There we go.
I do like that we... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick. Go.
No, I do like that we do have, and we did a lot in this game, especially in the second half, just making Goff uncomfortable, forcing him out of the pocket. You know, those broken plays that we kind of gave up a lot on during the game aren't great, but just getting them out in the pocket is great because last year that was something we really struggled with.
So, yeah, getting people out of the pocket. Here, the Lions are out with 5 wide here, and you've got to always watch for St. Brown. But Seattle lines up with a single high safety. Oops. Seattle lines up with a single high safety here and Diggs, and everybody's kind of sort of playing man. So this is going to be a disguise man, which Seattle likes to run often a lot. So everybody's kind of sticking. Brooks finds his man. He sort of isn't in the greatest position to make a play on it, but everybody else has got themselves covered, right? Nobody's really messing up here. Nobody's following their job. Goff is forced to get out of the pocket, right? He's forced to get out of the pocket. Nobody's open from his point of view in between the hash marks there. And obviously, when you've got a quarterback who's able to escape the pocket, it's more than likely that somebody's going to be able to flash open. But obviously, we're seeing small improvements already. No miscommunication so far. Everybody's really doing their thing right now. Even with, and again, we talk about setting the tone, even with the mistakes that came the week before that. We talk about setting the tone and being able to go move forward from what our performance was in week 1. Obviously, looks a little bit better, even though we gave up that play. So it's obviously going to get better because we won the game, and we'll get to those plays. But right now, we're just looking at what's the baby steps that, you know, getting comfortable, getting our feet wet, and accumulating and getting better right now. So yes.
And that's what the first few weeks of the NFL season are for.
Exactly.
You don't want to be finding your ground in, week 15. It's good to get this stuff rolling.
Yeah. And hey, we only gave up 418 yards. It's only going to get better from here. Pretty soon we'll be in the 300s. And then 2, and then who knows from there. But
yep.
We still got to clean up. 31 points and 418 yards is
we got this.
A lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
But we're in the right direction. All right, you ready for the next one?
We're ready for the next one. Well, this is not the play. Well, Bobby took a bad angle here, but we're not going to talk about it. But this play, this is the introduction of the man that we drafted 5th overall, and his name is Devon Witherspoon. And you're going to see the not the Rams, but the Lions use a motion. Boom! And this is what I like to call Pete's ideal soldier right there, right? Pete's men. He sends out an army to go out and fight each and every week, right? And in order to qualify to be in this army, you have to be an expert tackler. And Pete loves his expert tacklers. Look at this pure tackling ability. I'm just going to be in awe. On the edge, whoop, wrap the leg, and he's fired up. He should rightfully be fired up. He wraps up Gibbs. Looks like he almost hurts him a little bit because Gibbs is like, oh, my leg. Take a look at that real quick. But this is what I'm talking about and what we're going to get in Witherspoon. His feet are low to the ground. He's got himself in a ground stance, and he's got himself positioned to where he's able to make that play on the edge. And that's just a fantastic tackle. And Pete's going to literally froth at the mouth when he finds out that he has corners that can tackle, that have excellent tackling ability. And that's part of the reason why they drafted him at number 5, because they know he's an excellent tackling corner. He's a ball hawk. And we're going to see that hard hitter too. We're going to see that he's everything that embodies Pete's ideal player that he wants to have on his team. And him paired with Rick Woolen, unfortunately, I don't think Rick Woolen's going to play this week, but him paired with Rick Woolen, I mean, who do you throw to, right? You have to, at that point, you have to scheme it out. Like, you can't throw to these two.
You know what? And another thing, too, with Tariq likely out this week, I mean, this is going to be a big step up for Witherspoon. First week, we saw some growing pains. we saw a lot of good things too. So hopefully he can build off those good things because he's going to be in a big moment this week.
I think also one thing Witherspoon's got to watch, because you love his aggressive style, right? It's coming up to hit and being just fierce with the tackles. But that's also what Dan Campbell was able to exploit, because he used that aggressiveness against him with that flea flicker play. Because he came up, he was picking in the backfield, saw the handoff, so he went up to help out with a run and went, oh crap, flea flicker, and by then it was too late and he got burned on that touchdown. But it's a rookie mistake, and I'm sure it's not like they're going to be facing these flea flickers very often, but definitely don't want to be giving up you are the last line of defense, so he's got to watch that. But other than that, I thought he had a great game. It was fun to watch him finally make his debut.
Certainly.
Sky-High, you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Let's go. So we are back on defense here. This is not the play. Yeah, this is our next play here. So we're just going to let this play out here. Again, line up with a big 7, or it looks like 8 front, actually. My math, 6 front. But again, we talk about it. And again, plugging the gaps here. Remember, setting the tone.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, this run defense, I told you I was impressed with them in week 1. Seattle is lined up as if this play is going to be a run. They know it's going to be a run. These linebackers are ready. These guys, everybody here is pretty much lined up saying, why on earth are you trying to run against us? Because every single gap is going to be filled. He tries to cut here. He tries to cut here. Brooks has likely got this gap filled. This gap is filled. And again, you're going up against probably arguably a top 5 tackler in the league when you're going one-on-one with someone, Bobby Wagner. He ends up making that play. I think we're going to get a lot better look here. And again, that fullback is almost a giveaway here, plus the 2 wideouts. Kabinda goes and his assignment is, okay, block the nearest guy in front of me. Well, Bobby's just got to read the gap. And Brooks and Draymond Jones have got this covered here. And that just leaves an open gap for Wagner to go out and make that one-on-one tackle, which you're not going to freaking win if you try and go up against him. So really good about, remember, setting the tone, making a good tackle. This run defense continues to impress me. There are small improvements that could be made, but this run defense, I'm very impressed with what they've shown, with the players that they've put in, the rotational guys that they've put in. It sucks that we're not going to have Mike Morris, but it's so far so good so far. So far so good.
Certainly.
That early bye week that everybody seems to hate might be a blessing in disguise, given that we've had so many early season injuries. It might be the most important thing we need if we can get past this next 2 weeks and then have that rest up week, get some of these guys back in there. Jamal Adams, Tariq Woolen back in there, as you just said, on the defensive line. I mean, there's just so many players that we're just dying to see get on the field. But you know what I didn't notice until we start seeing these breakdowns is I haven't seen Seattle go to the single high safety set up as much as they had in this game, because they usually go 2 safeties deep, and this is very Legion of Boomish, if I dare say so, where you used to have Earl Thomas as the single safety and corners going one-on-one, and the strong safety just kind of lurking in there. It's kind of cool to see that maybe they trust their corners that much that they can bring a safety out of the back and kind of up front, because they have definitely been getting it done, stopping the run. That has not been what I thought was going to be our biggest weakness, has definitely not been the weakness so far. The running game has actually been pretty under control.
And that's very important too with, Christian McCaffrey in our division. I don't know if you guys saw what he did last night, but he's a workhorse.
Yep. Yeah, 49ers are for real.
Oh yeah.
It's like, man, it's like they just when you thought that the 49ers were going to hit the salary cap issues and the quarterback is going to they're going to have to make some big move, out of the bottom of the draft comes Purdy to just basically say, hey guys, I just saved you like $50 million and you could just have me for cheap and you could pay all the defensive guys, bring all the weapons back. It's like the Russell Wilson period again. So this is going to be a great, it feels like 10 years later, we're back to a 49ers Seahawks,
Well,
hopefully going down the stretch at each other.
Those 10 years, 49ers went whoop for a lot of years.
Let's hope that happens again. And they were so close. The 49ers were so close to winning Super Bowls. Their window opened and they missed it by that much, and then it would close for a while till now they're back again, and they're still missing it just by inches. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? This is good stuff, man.
Yeah, let's continue. We're talking about setting the tone in this run defense again. Oh, there you go. Single high safety, right? Single high safety. Chiefs strong safety kind of lurking. Oh, somebody misses their block there and kind of really sets it up for the entire defense. And I think that's tight end number 89. We'll take a look here. Seattle, again, really preparing for this run, having their 2 guys out of open stance. The linebackers are set up well. Well, guess what? Detroit's going to run a similar play here that Seattle likes to run. And they bring that tight end to come in and chip. Well, guess what? Jaron Reed comes right off the ball. Like, right off the ball. He is unmarked. And I don't know if you can tell about angles here, but this isn't a really good angle to be at if you're the tight end. Like, wait a minute. The tight end's like, what the heck? The offensive lineman was supposed to hang on for him just so I could chip him.
He's chasing his butt cheek. Yeah.
Just so I could chip him. Doesn't matter if Reed misses the tackle because guess what? The rest of the guys do as well. The rest of the guys shed their blocks and they come right off, and now you just got a swarm of Seahawks everywhere to make that stop. And they put their hand up in the air. Yeah, we got it, right? The flock. So
flock of hawks.
Flock of hawks, and I think that brings us.
It's better than a kennel of hawks.
I think that brings us to our this is our next play here. We go right into 4th down. So this is following the stop.
Oh, this is one of those aggressive go for it on 4th down plays.
Go for it. St. Brown in motion. You always have to be careful of him. Everybody's got their man accounted for. Boom!
Bang!
Boom!
Great
That's
play.
what makes just such a great corner, right? He gets his hand right in where he needs to, and that's just great technique. He doesn't have to be so fast. That last acceleration at the last moment. Get that hand right around the back waist there. Swat. Handball placement. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Like, even though he gets burned probably on the next possession for that flea flicker, it's beautiful. Beautiful play. It's exactly what you want to see. It's a perfect, like, first quarter for this guy and what we're seeing. And although he made a few mistakes, it is what it is, right? But it's just been perfect so far up to him. So that's what I've liked and what we've been impressive with. I don't know when our next play is. I got to go back and.
All right. While you're looking, I gotta acknowledge this. AD, the artist formerly known as Anthony D, told me some sad news today that he had to resign from the NorbFam. He's been an MVP NorbFam member for years now, and he's just got to kind of cut some costs down. And I totally understand, bro. You got to do what you got to do, but he wanted me to acknowledge that to people. So I'd acknowledge the fact that you've been supporting my channel for such a long time. So, I totally understand. No hard feelings. You got to do what you got to do. So I appreciate you, man. All right. You ready?
He took it personal. I know you did, Norb.
I was crying in the corner. No. He has been there for a long time.
Join NorbFam, man. All right, let's hump right into this. All right. Well, this is what I like to call Shane's famous recipe. 3 tight ends.
Woohoo!
Single wide receiver.
13
Kenneth
personnel.
Walker. 13 personnel. That is correct, Norb.
1 running back, 3 tight ends.
Tight end in motion. Hutchinson's got 2 tight ends on him. Completely taken out of the equation. You think it's a run. Never mind, you get your best tight end pass catcher out there. Never mind the flag. It's a defense. Never mind the flag. It's a defensive penalty. This, if you're Detroit, you have not seen this in the game yet. You have not seen 13 personnel with the 3 tight ends. And Hutchinson's like, well, yeah, I thought I may be able to get to the quarterback this drive. Absolutely not. 13 personnel. Shifts in motion. Somebody probably recognizes that now it's going to be a pass play now that he lines up in a receiver stance. Play fake, plenty of time. Tight ends are like, we're going to take Hutchinson out. Fant, way too easy. He just runs right past the linebacker and makes that play. Signal for the first down. Mismatch. And that's what I like to call Shane's famous recipe, right? That's what he's good at. That's that creativity, right? That hidden formation. That's kind of the Rams thing, and it's kind of trickled out from that Sean McVay coaching tree. The hidden formation.
A lot of motion, a lot of pre-snap motion to kind of move guys around.
You see that everywhere in the league now. You see that in San Francisco. You see that in Los Angeles. You see that with Mike McDaniel. You see that here now. You see that everywhere, right? Sean McVay is slowly becoming a massive influence on the NFL and the offense. The only team you don't see it on is the Giants, and there's a reason their offense kind of stinks. So
they can't tackle worth a dang either.
No, they can't. That was us last year.
It's painful. It's painful to watch. Painful.
I love the 3 tight ends too. I mean, I think We have 3 great tight ends. I mean, Kobe Parkinson, man, he's super underrated, doesn't get enough time. I know we got 3 good receivers, but man, use the tight ends, most underrated position in the league.
Hey, it's great to have 3. I remember there was a time when we were down to 1 tight end. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
With Jacob Hollister was the only tight end we had, so we couldn't run double tight end sets. Definitely couldn't run triples. And it's like having your favorite toy taken away from you. And I remember that was just, I want to say, was that 2019? I might have been 19.
Yeah, it was.
And would have loved to have had a couple of tight ends when we played the Niners in that season finale where we missed the division by that much.
Yeah,
but
got a bad call.
Yeah, so close. Razor's
So
edge.
blatant.
But
What can
yeah,
you do?
no, it's great. This off, and now they're just kind of hope we can get more guys, and no more guys hurt, and a few more guys back is what we need because we got a lot of injuries right
We
now.
were down to 1 running back that year too.
We were no, we were hurting.
We
were
got
hurting.
mode.
We got beast mode back, and they should have had him at the
Yeah.
1 yard line, and we won't talk about that.
He scored-
Something about
he-
that 1
he
yard
sco-
line.
He scored 5 touchdowns in 3 games. That's astonishing to me. 5 touchdowns in 3 games, beast mode. He popped
Yep,
off.
coming out of the parking lot. All right,
Oh,
you ready for the
shoot.
next one?
Off the wall. Yeah, we're ready. Sorry.
Focus, hey, Sky High, focus.
I'm trying. Baseball's good. Baseball's big right now. We need it. Triple.
All right.
All right, here we go. Talk about setting the tone. Part 3. First play out of the second half. Seattle lines up another high safety. Another motion. Guess who explodes right off the front? Uchenna Nwosu. Boom, rips the ball out. Ball.
Pro Bowl.
Everybody's on it. That's a Pro Bowler right there. Let's take a look at this. Nwosu's really lined up. He's isolated from this play, right? He's isolated. These two are isolated. Detroit looks like they possibly could come out throwing one of those disguise formations. Got the guy in motion. Welcome back, Ben Johnson's offense. Now they've got technically 3 people on him, right? Nwosu, just bodies him. He says, I lift more than you do. And David Montgomery's like, what the hell? I just got the ball. I'm screwed, right? Nwosu, that ball just squeezes right out. Montgomery's like, oh, no, I got to try and protect myself here. That ball squeezes out. And, I mean, it's a swarm, right? A bunch of linebackers and secondary players are not going to lose the ball to an offensive lineman who is a lot slower and a lot less agile than them. So
I
really
don't
good
think
play.
we cannot overstate how important that play was.
It was so
coming out of
important.
the half. I mean, the very first play from scrimmage with the Lions getting the ball already up by a touchdown, if I recall correctly. I mean, that turned the game around. I mean,
about
because if the Lions went down the field and scored to make it a 2-score game to start off the half, it could have been like the Rams game all over again. So that was a huge turnover at that point in the game.
All right, well, we're getting back to Shane's famous recipe, am I right? First play right out of the second half after we get that ball.
Wait, but what do you call this formation with this whole three backs? Is it a modified pistol? It's like a thick pistol.
It's a modified,
I don't know what you call it, but
a thick pistol. It's a modified. Let's call it the machine. Let's call it like the SMG because it's got like. Let me pull the thing out here. We've got the thing. Then the mag goes right here, and then there's the gun. That's the
it's pointing the wrong way. It's pointing backwards though, so that doesn't quite make sense. But anyway,
SMG
I'm with you.
formation.
I like it. The SMG. It's Shane's favorite recipe SMG. We'll just call it that for short.
Shane's famous recipe.
Shane's go-to.
Two wide receivers. Parkinson's probably going to motion. Nope. They got the 2 guys just rolling out, looking like they're going to block. It's a fake. Parkinson just slips right under the defense. And we see a lot of that, just play action to the tight ends a lot. Hutchinson's
I really like this formation. They could do so many things out of this formation. It looks like going to be like a run.
Hutchinson's like, wait, nobody blocked me. But then he gets wide open. He got 2 guys wide open. Bread and butter for the Seahawks. And again, now you're setting the tone offensively going forward. So, yeah, our next play is not going to be, I don't think, until the 48-minute mark. I got to find it.
You can do so many cool things out of that formation because you can run out of that formation. You can throw out of it. You got receivers in the pattern. You got tight ends going zigzagging all over the place. I love it.
Right.
I feel like I haven't seen that much.
Get a Texas route out of that.
Yeah, good. Call him under pressure. Next play. We're zooming. Call him under pressure. Lions feature a single high safety look here, right? Snap. Quick throw. Actually, no, it's a draw.
Love the draw.
Boom. It's a draw. Wait a minute. The Lions fans are getting deja vu because this happened with Penny last year. It was a 3rd down and 20. 3rd down and 20. These guys are all prepared. They're thinking, okay, this is actually a pass. These guys have lined up with 4 offensive linemen. No way they're crazy enough to run it with Aiden Hutchinson on the end here. Gino takes a snap. I'm going to look for my read. Nope. Ken Walker. And Ken's just quick enough, right? It doesn't matter what he does at this point. He's out of the equation.
It's a nice block.
Damian Lewis is going to come up here and just... Really? You thought you had a chance against Damian Lewis? Ken Walker, so elusive. Now he's going up against C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He sort of makes him miss, but doesn't really. And he gets tripped up. But anyway, this is, again, back to being surprising on offense there. So good job right there by... this is... Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, whoa, another play fake to another tight end. Shane's famous recipe. So, yeah, that's kind of the offense again. We're getting back to what we're good at. I didn't see a lot of that in the you can cut back to us, Norb. I got to get the next play. I didn't see a lot of that in the first game. Where was that?
When you only run what 12 plays in the entire second half, it's kind of hard to go through your playbook. It was painful how bad our second half was. So, I feel like we didn't really get to see the entire gamut of what they probably wanted to do in that game. So, this was definitely promising.
That's something that you usually open with. So we're going to move here to the next 4th down play. Again, a spoonful of coverage that Lions wanted to have a pass interference play here. Lions line up.
Oh, yes.
4th down. Bunch formation up here. Nope, they've got Amon-Ra in motion. You have to have somebody on him. Everybody's playing man. It's a play fake. Boom. Goff's under pressure. We talk about mistakes. That pass is not catchable either way. They want a flag. Spoon gets tripped up. Receiver gets tripped up. It's a good no call. But again, we talk about Goff getting pressured here in this second half. This is where it starts, this is where the pressure starts to get in his face. Jordan Brooks gets blitzed, and he comes unblocked on Gibbs. And people wonder why Gibbs doesn't get more playing time. He doesn't block very well. So that's
good on Boye Mafe, too, just plowing right through.
Boye Mafe, I was so impressed with throughout the preseason. He's been impressive so far to start this season. So, yes, that's sort of where it was. So, Nick,
I want to answer one of the questions in the comments. So Brandon Fraser wants to know when's the season prediction video coming out. So in my unusual way it's gone this year, I haven't been able to release the entire thing like I normally do at the beginning of the year. So I've done it in 2 parts. So I've got up to the Panthers game released. My goal now is to the next version, which will be the version 3, will have obviously the Giants game, and then the rest of the season played out. So part 3 should have the whole thing out. So releasing next week. I know, it's kind of cool actually doing this. It's almost like when instead of doing Netflix where they just release the entire series, you can binge it. It's like Disney Plus. They put out 1 episode every week, so you have to watch it. I don't know which is better. We'll see. This is kind of didn't plan it this way. It just sort of had to happen. But anyway, so hang in there, guys. You're gonna enjoy it. It's one of my favorite ones ever. All right, back to the game. The games. The plays.
All right, here we go. You'll figure out this play in just a second, so let's just watch. 3 receivers, Smith and Jigba. Audible. Lock. It's like, what the heck am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm just going to go out and do what I usually do. All right. What on earth? The official's pulling his flag already. He's like, wait a minute. I didn't watch any single part of that play, so I'm just going to assume that he was under pressure the entire time. Wait a minute. So let's just throw the flag here. And that results in, I don't know, Norb, you may get copyrighted for this if I play this video.
All right. Play it.
All right, here we go. If you can.
Oh, no, it's not playing. Are you sure it's not muted?
It's unmuted. It's down here. It's actually, it may be playing into my AirPods, but he goes, I'm talking to America. Or he goes, he ran the wrong route.
Yeah, the ref says, I'm talking to America. It's pretty funny.
Really? And Pete's like, Pete, like normal, he's always lost his mind on a penalty like that. Bogus call, obviously, and obviously they apologized, but it was a bogus call. Obviously, Seahawks, Lockett didn't know what he was doing, and Gino had been protected the entire game.
I didn't realize the flag came all the way out from the guy down in the corner of the field, because normally grounding comes from the back judge or the one who's behind the quarterback who's looking right at the play. Came from way down south. It's like, what the heck? Luckily, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter because this is what happens on the next play.
Hey, I'm supposed to say from Marion, your brother, tell Jose his brother says hi.
That's my mom, but I don't know why.
She's probably relaying the message that one of your brothers says hi. There you go. All in the family. With much love.
Yeah, all in the family.
All right. Next play?
All in the family. Yep. I guess I'm Filipino now. That's right. According to the last stream, they thought, Jose, another Filipino.
Well, there are a lot of Filipinos named Jose.
That cracked me up.
Just because we all have brown skin doesn't mean we're all the same race. All right, back to the play.
All right, here we are. Well, we're talking about a 2 wide receiver set, 2 tight ends, Zach Charbonnet. My instinct is that they're going to run this in, but with Lockett in motion, that should be a giveaway. He's like, it's going to be a pass. You need to move over. Gardner Johnson knows what the play is. Too bad Geno Smith is too good of a quarterback, and Tyler Lockett is too good of a wide receiver to not make that play. Gardner Smith, I don't know how to pronounce his name, whatever. Gardner Johnson, do with a ski mask. Geno drops a dime. I feel like Lockett has been asked before, how do you know, or Geno has been asked before, how do you know when to throw the ball to Lockett, and how do you know where to throw the ball? I can't remember what Geno said, but they just have some special connection, right? And Lockett just crosses the field. We saw this in Arizona a few years ago, I believe. It's just a crosser's route. They don't pick up DK. By this time, Lockett's got a step. Geno has got all this area to throw it in, right?
Well, you got to remember, Russ was doing this for years too. So exactly. Geno got to watch that, firsthand, and they practice this all the time. So it's just, it's a thing of beauty.
And it's a thing of beauty.
Yeah,
Lockett. Lockett's Lockett. He can get those feet down at any point in time. So yeah, that's kind of that touchdown play that I think puts us ahead, I believe, in this game. So that's dropping the dime right there, if you ask me, right on top. So let me go find the next play. Nick LaBow talked for 3 minutes.
Hey, so speaking of Russell Wilson, so Russ is off to another hot start, but he's playing much better. You got to admit, he's playing much better this season. Just the end result is still actually worse than last year, because I think they were 1-1. They beat the 49ers somehow. I want to say second or third week of the season last year. Now they're 0-2, so they're technically off to a worse start than last year, which didn't think that could happen, but it did.
Their defense is just bad. Like their defense they're blowing games like crazy. And I think in the first game they blew the game. The second game the defense blew the game. Then Russell goes back, throws one of his signature moon balls and gets caught, and then he misses a wide open guy on the 2-point.
Yeah, there might have been some contact there, so it's a little bit some bad officiating.
I'll say that was really good coordination by that receiver on this play. I mean, the triple bobble and then it's right here and caught. Yeah, too bad Russ kind of screwed it up at the end.
I can't.
Not like we've ever heard that before.
Oh, don't say that.
Have you lost your vitriol, your venomous feelings towards Russ, if you had them in the first place, or have they died down since last year? Kind of felt like we were redeemed for what happened.
I mean, none of my feelings, I think, were ever venomous. It was based on what I saw on the field and what I believed, this team, looked at. I don't have anything against Russ. I think he can be kind of a little superficial, a little kind of fake. But, I mean, that's kind of him. I'm happy, we went in a different direction. I think we're all happy. Geno's pretty good, and having that faith in Pete Carroll, because he's the man. But you know what? I mean, Russ will do what he does. And Broncos will trust him and learn what that brings up.
He'll be back. He'll come back when all is said and done, and like the prodigal son, he will return. And years from now,
when Pete
hopefully.
is like when Pete is like 79 years old, and he's still coaching the team, running up and down the sideline.
Yeah, yelling at the ref.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get to this next play.
Yep. So here we go. We talked about when the pressure happens. When pressure happens, good things happen. Well, guess what? We're gonna have a blitz here, and you won't believe how excited I was to find out that our first sack of the year was done by a cornerback on a cornerback blitz. That was quite beautiful. But again, let's shift this back here. Trey Brown is set up in a
improvement.
Talk about improvement. He is set up in a position here where it looks as if it's going to be a zone coverage here with the two high safeties. It's a look that hasn't been shown very much. They've got the running back in motion. I think Detroit's thinking, okay, we got a good result here. Brown comes, like, literally, he is forced to be blocked by Gibbs. Or not Gibbs, but the running back Reynolds. Because Montgomery's out of the game at this point. And Brown's just like, I'm bigger than you. At that point, either way, the pocket is collapsed. Goff cannot make the play. Gibbs is wide open. Even though if he does make that throw, there's a possibility it's undercut. But Seattle has his played really well. And because of this, Jared Goff's under pressure for maybe the second or third time this second half. It leads right into the next play. Seattle's like, ooh, we bring pressure, good things happen. Well, let's show pressure here. Let's bring pressure. Pressure happens. Interception. Trey Brown, nobody's catching him. Everybody's got their hands up in the air. Yay, yay, we scored. We got an interception. Right? Interception. Everybody's hugging and smiling. Bryant playing as that nickel guy. Not nickel, the sort of that Cam Chancellor linebacker role.
The lurker. Well, look, Seattle shows that they're going to bring blitz. It's not. Who's it going to be? Brooks or Wagner? It is Wagner. Wagner's not really effective in his blitz, but either way, they get to Goff. And I believe that's Nwosu. Taylor's en route with him and en route with Brown, and they get the interception. And at this point, you think, the game's not over yet, but I'm starting to feel good about what's happening here. We better not lose this game, but knowing Seattle, it always has to be down to the last minute or last second. I made the mistake, right? Because at that point I was getting moments. I was watching NFL Game Day, so I was getting flashes anytime something good happened. Like, oh, this is Seahawks highlight, and we were up by 10, and I thought I posted something about, hey, Seahawks rolling now. And like moments later, right after that, they come back, Lions come back and score a touchdown. So I was given a lot of crap for calling that too soon. But that was a great bounce back, like you guys said. Trey Brown coming off of a pretty bad performance the week before, coming up with a sack and then the pick six right afterwards. More credit to the pressure, because really Trey Brown was not in great position if he throws the ball where he's supposed to with the receiver. He was actually open. He had like a step on him, but he threw him behind him because of the pressure, and that's what caused it. So I think it was really more the pressure than it was the play by the corner. He was just having to be at the right place, maybe wrong place, right time.
It's almost like if our defense gets pressure to the quarterback, good things are going to happen.
Yeah, right.
I expect to have a lot of pressure on Andy Dalton this weekend. If we don't, I'm going to be upset. I expect blitzes. I expect pressure. I expect just everything. We got to throw everything at this guy. So
they got some good guys on their offensive line. I mean, it's not going to be easy.
No, it's never easy.
I have faith in us. Pete Carroll, man, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Well, he admitted that he kind of screwed up in that first game. Yeah. He did admit it. So it's rare to hear him say that. It's rare to hear him say that he screwed it up. So he didn't really specify exactly how he screwed it up, but he felt like he just didn't have the guys quite prepared. And like you said, there was Sky-High last week. There's a lot of confusion. Guys not sure where they're supposed to go, and it seemed like they were outcoached and ill-prepared. So unlike last week. So hopefully they carry that into this game. All right, next play.
All right, well, this is the first play of overtime because I want to completely forget what happened in the final 8 minutes of that game. So we're starting, right? 0-0, right? That's kind of Pete Carroll's motto here, right? We go 0-1. Can you win a game in the first quarter? No. Can you win a game in the second quarter? No. Can you win a game in the third quarter? No. Can you win a game in the fourth quarter? No. Can you win a game in overtime? Yes, you can. And the first play, always about setting the tone. Wait a minute, I see this formation. It's 13 personnel, and again, the guy's in formation. Wait a minute, this literally is like one of the same formations we saw earlier. They got burned on. They're protecting that corner there so he doesn't get open. Well, guess what? He gets open in the middle of the field. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Exploiting weaknesses, setting the tone, knowing that Detroit is on their heels right now. If I'm Shane Waldron and after I see this play happen, I'm like, oh yeah, I can open it up here a little bit, because these guys are they're on their heels. They're nervous. They know that the pressure is on. And I mean, Disley doesn't even run a route. He's just there blocking. Aiden Hutchinson's completely taken out of the play. Offensive line is great. Gino's got so much space, right? Well,
look how open Fant. Nobody even covers Fant. He just walks out. I could have caught that pass.
Yeah. Well, maybe if it was
maybe
like
not.
thrown a little less power on it. Gino can put some zip on it. It'll hurt your hands. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, we've got one more play after this, and I think you all can imagine what play.
Every play on that drive was awesome.
Yeah, every play on that.
But I know you had to choose.
It set the tone, because then this happened. Well, I want to make sure we start from complete scratch, and we're going to do a pre-snap analysis on this. So short throw to DK. Things are getting interesting now, right? Things are getting good, right?
You got your playmakers on the field.
You got your playmakers. Hutchinson thinks, oh, maybe I get a chance here. Disley goes in motion. 3 wide receivers. DK, if you're thinking here, there's no middle safety, right? You think DK would go on a route here, on a fade route, maybe a sluggo, try and get that one guy. But the safety probably drops back in coverage here. So what it's going to look like is, one, Jake Curhan gets away with holding, right? So we're going to highlight him, right? I'm not going to lie with you guys. Disley, for some of you that paying more inside attention, when I watch this play again, watch what Disley does. Because there's a rule here, and if you know your rules in football, Disley does something that also is a penalty. But at the same time, Lockett runs a fantastic route to get to the corner. Smith and Jigba does that, and it's going to set up what Disley does, which ultimately gets Lockett open here. We'll let this play out. Disley's lined up. This is a play that's eerily similar to the Super Bowl 49 play, now that I look at it, right? You're going to see this play run from the 5-yard line, and I'm going to stop it right here. If you know your football,
basically, if you were to compare this to Super Bowl 49, Lockett would be Curse. Sorry. Lockett would be...
Curse.
Curse was in the slot, and when I say Lockett, Ricardo Lockett was split outside, and they had that crossing route. But anyway, go ahead and do your breakdown.
What happens here is Disley goes for the chip. At this point, he's kind of like that 1 yard off, right? This is legal. You can chip 1 yard off. Well, he continues to chip all the way back to the goal line here.
Are you saying there was an uncalled offensive pass interference?
Yeah, that looks like pass interference here, because Smith and Jigba's open. But Gino's just so smart that he's like, if I throw that ball, we're going to have Super Bowl 49 all over again. So instead, he's like, oh, crap. Let's not forget Jake Curhan gets away with holding here. Smith's like, oh, crap, let me roll out. Curhan's going to be on my ass here. Well, right as that happens, Lockett is wide open. And at this point, Disley breaks off his chip, and everybody's just running out to the corner here as if it's a scramble play. So Gino throws it out to Lockett, turns it up. Look at Pete. He's already on the sideline, and he's going to come in there. I think you're going to, in this shot, he'll come into the screen, and he'll just start running.
I thought it was just going to be a first down play. I thought it was going to be first and goal at the 2. Did not expect to dive in the pylon.
See?
Smith.
Passing on the goal line isn't that awful. It works.
No, it's not that awful. It works. Pete, there's Pete. Look at him. He's running away. There he goes. He's like, woo, we won the game. No flags.
Oh, that was a great finish. You know what's so funny, though, is we're talking about all these positive things that have happened. If they lose that game, either because they don't score, they don't win the coin toss, and if we lose that game in overtime, right? What was the flip? We flipped the result, right? Everything's even, so they go into overtime, and everything is a wash, right? And if they lose, we're talking about Jason Myers needs to be cut because he missed 2 field goals. We're saying Geno sucks because he took that sack. The defense sucks because they gave up 37 points if it were the other way around, and 400-something yards. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how we change the narrative to fit the result. Because if we had lost that game, we wouldn't be talking about all the great things they did. We'd be talking about how horrible we did in these other areas. But that's what winning does, right? Winning changes, fixes all your problems. So I'm just saying, we were very fortunate to come away with the win. It was that close.
But yeah. Close.
Jason Myers is a little concerning. He's missed as many field goals all season last year as he had 2 games in. He missed 3 field goals last year.
I hate the way he kicks his field goals, too. He lines up a bit more narrower and then just comes up and kind of like toe pokes it, and it just goes to like one corner. It either goes to, it's never really down the middle. It always has to go to one corner.
I think so. Yeah.
He's a good
we know what he's capable of.
Exactly.
So
we did.
He got that big contract for a reason. It's not because he was just some guy off the free agency block.
Yeah, it's just a unlucky start. Luckily, well, it didn't cost him directly in either game. It didn't help in the first game. It certainly cut things closer than it had to be in this game, but it did cost him.
Kicker's always the first one to blame.
Yeah, then the quarterback. Or the quarterback, then the kicker, depending on what happens. But all right, anything else on this Lions game before we do a little bit of a preview as to the Panthers?
No, I think overall this just gives us the momentum where we need to be. I'm happy. I don't care what happened. I'm happy we won. I'm so happy because I was just telling myself, you know, I'm that kind of guy that just lets the result of the Seahawks game dictate my mental health for the entire week. So I'm either going to be like super happy and ready for the next game, or I'm just going to be super depressed until Thursday Night Football. And
I hear that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is, because football, you got to live with it for an entire week. That's what sucks when you lose, right? Because you got to sit there and just hang with that for such a long time. It's not like baseball where you play the next day, get that off you real quick. It's a whole week has to pass. All right, so moving on. Seahawks are 1-1. Rams lost 2, right? So they're 1-1 as well. And the Niners, because of their win yesterday, are 3-0, first place in the division. Look like one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the NFL. Panthers come in, and Cardinals are just
irrelevant.
Yeah, the Cardinals.
But they're not as bad. The record doesn't show how good they've played, because they've been in these games and they just couldn't finish them. So I wouldn't just say we'll walk all over these guys.
I think they're 2-0 with Kyler Murray. I think they're undefeated with Kyler Murray.
So this division could be a lot tighter than we think. All right, so Panthers, it's easy to overlook these guys, right? Coming off a big emotional win against a team that most of us didn't think we were going to win. They come back home. You feel like the comforts of home field advantage. You know, a team, they don't have their starting #1 pick in the draft in here. I don't know. I'm a little concerned about it. What do you guys think? Sky, let's get your take on what's going to happen in this game.
Well, what's the latest injury report? Or how many players are we actually going to be missing from
Nick? That's your department.
For us, right now, it's Charles Cross and Kobe Bryant that are out. Gisley and Rick are...
I didn't know Kobe Bryant was an
doubtful.
issue.
Yeah, he had a toe injury, and it wasn't even the toe he hurt a few weeks ago or something. It was a different toe, so that's not great. And Charles Cross with a toe injury too. So what's up with us and toes? And then Will Dissly and Tariq are both doubtful. And then
Dissly, that's a tough one.
Sounds like DK's gonna play. DJ Dallas is sick, so who knows with that. Jamal he's Jamal.
Is he gonna play?
He practiced this week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he a full go at practice?
Pete said he was. He was limited on Thursday, but I think it was full go yesterday. Pete said he's as close as he's probably gonna be. If it doesn't happen this week, it'll happen next. But I'm really hoping it happens this week.
It better happen this week.
I've been anxious. I wanna see.
I know. Next thing you know, it'll be next week when we go to New York. And that'll be after the bye week. That's when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Jamal.
I don't
do
expect.
this.
Yeah. Keep going.
But I mean, it sounds like we have Julian Love. He's kind of more of a question mark. Jaron Reed's on there too. Quandre Diggs, Phil Haynes. So we're
Just put the whole team on the list.
Yeah, it's a preseason game. Is what it is.
Just put everybody on the holy mackerel.
Well, you know what? No, share, pull my screen up, and this is the reason why this is happening. It's this man. I'm crazy Ivan Lewis. I'm about to unleash my rant. Had in strength conditioning 7 freaking years. He after 5 seasons at USC. Of course, he worked with Pete Carroll, or not Pete Carroll. Of course, he worked at UFC. He's the worst strength conditioning coach I've ever seen, and not to mention this is his assistant. This guy.
Definitely in the running for most photogenic. That's for sure.
Dude, look at this. I'm sorry if he's watching the screen. This guy is the reason. This guy's taping your ankle every single game. Go out and win the game, man. You got this. What the heck? It's
you have a good point. Nobody talks about those guys when you think about it. Injuries have been an issue. Like we said, going back to 2019, maybe before that's 4 years, 5 years. It's been 7 years under that same guy. I don't know. That is concerning because we've got just a huge number of injuries. But this 1-2 punch is just crazy in those photos. Like some bad mugshot.
Yeah, right.
Not the best picture you guys could take.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It would be funny though if they were watching and then all of a sudden we all just started ripping on them. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, good points. And then all of a sudden their pictures come up.
That would be pretty. That would be pretty sad. That would be pretty sad if those guys were spending their Friday nights watching my channel. Next thing I get a DM. Hey, what are you doing, trashing us? Anyway, all right. Let's talk. Let's talk about this Panthers game. Injuries aside, because we can't use that as an excuse, right?
No, we can't. If our injury list is that long, we can.
At some point you do run out of players. I don't know. So what's it going to take to beat the Panthers on Sunday? Since I'm pretty sure everyone has us beating the Panthers. Sky-High, we'll start with you.
I think we can just outscore them. I'm not too confident. I think their defense is pretty good of a defense, but I think we just have to play well offensively, run the ball. I think they're going to do better against the run than we think they are, but we just need to play to our strengths. Again, this is a trap game, so whatever plan they had with Bryce Young, throw that out the window, because Andy Dalton is going to be a completely different animal. This is a game that I think similar to the 2019 game against the Saints when Drew Brees is coming in, he gets hurt, and they got to go out and get a plan for Teddy Bridgewater, right? So Bridgewater ends up throwing 150 yards maybe, but he's kind of just like that, what's it called? Just that guy who's able to get it done when you need it. And I think it's going to be a closer game now because of that, even possibly closer because of the injuries. And, I think we just need to blitz, put him under pressure, force him to make mistakes, because he knows where to go with the football. He understands this offense. And get the ground game going, open up Shane's famous recipe is what I like to call it. And we'll go from there. Hopefully we win. Hopefully. I'd be pretty disappointed if we lose.
Yes. I think about that when we talk about trap gaming with a substitute quarterback. Remember when Cardinals came into town? I can't remember what year it was, and they had Colt McCoy instead of Kyler Murray. Was that also 2019? The Saints game, that was one example. The Cardinals game, when Colt McCoy just looked like Super Bowl MVP the way he was throwing the ball on us.
It was 2021.
They did that too.
That was just our team. Our team was trash. That was like the Rams game almost. Like we come out playing decent.
It was horrible.
That game we just played like shit the entire game. I remember
it was terrible.
We had that stretch too. Where
Defense sucked. Couldn't stop anybody.
Where it's like,
it's painful.
I think 2 or 3 years in a row we played them at home last game of the year, and we just could not win those games. I mean, there's one
like the 2016 one.
That
one was bad.
Or I think there was one in 2018 where they'd won like 2 games all year, and it was like Steve Wilkes was their coach, and then they just come in here and beat us. Like, what the heck?
It's horrible. That can't happen this time. Duron Everest has a prediction. Bold take here. Devin Witherspoon gets his first pick. K9 goes off for 140 yards and a touchdown. JSN gets 8 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. That's not out of the realm of possibility.
I know who's on his fantasy team.
He's wishful thinking for sure there. Especially now with running backs going down like weeds, man. It's sad what's happening to some of these backs out there. Nick Chubb with the season-ending injury. You know, Aaron Rodgers going down 4 or 5 plays into his season with the Jets. Talk about a cursed team, man.
The Jets
Saquon Barkley.
Jets are a curse.
Jets fans, man, they must be like, what do we got to do, man? It's like, give us a break already.
They thought they were free from Zach Wilson.
You know, it's like, no matter how hard they try, they pull him back in.
Hey, you
Feel
never
bad
know,
for him.
because Aaron Rodgers is that type of guy to just like disappear for 5 days in a retreat and come back and his Achilles is completely fine. You never know. He's the guy doing rituals and all that. So yeah, you never know. But hopefully we win. If we win this Sunday, we'd be 2-1. Maybe the second place in the division. We'll go to the East Coast, play Monday night against the Giants, who just look. I don't know how they look. Knowing them, they're probably just going to start doing really well when they play against us, because that's our luck against bad teams. So,
We do pretty well in MetLife Stadium, at least ever since 2013. So
yeah.
Well, Nick, we didn't get your take on the game. So what's your breakdown of what's to come here?
Yeah, I mean, this certainly isn't just a walk in the park. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, I think if we can do what we did last week with Aiden Hutchinson with Brian Burns, because that's a guy who really doesn't get talked about a lot, and he's really good. So really just erase him from the game and get kind of the passing game going. I'm not super confident in their secondary with Dante Jackson. I think they got C.J. Henderson back there. Over the middle, too, get the tight ends involved. And then defensively, man, you got to watch the run, because Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders, those are 2 good backs. And their line they got some bruisers on their line. So it's not going to be a walk in the park. We got to work hard. You know, defense has to be tackling. They have to be disrupting the quarterback. And, yeah.
Okay.
Score prediction.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. I just got to do my little analysis here. So, you know, I feel like of the 2 games we played, it was like version A of the Seahawks, and last week was version B of the Seahawks. I think this version, it doesn't exist. That was a glitch in the Matrix. This is the true version of what we saw last week. And we'll get more of that this week and give something for the home crowd to get excited about. So when Nick and I are in the stands, we'll have some noise to make when we're cheering at all those scores that we're going to have. Gino will do well. I think Jason Myers gets off the schneid and gets a couple of good field goals in there so that we don't talk about him anymore. Lockett keeps doing Lockett-type things. DK will get his yards. And I think DK will finally get a touchdown. He's been, like, so close on a couple times, right? I swear he scored that touchdown in that Lions game, but they called him short. But I think he gets one this week. I agree. I think K9's going to erupt here, and we'll finally break the 100-yard mark. I don't know if he'll do it by himself or be by committee, but we'll get over 100 yards this week. And I'm ready for my predictions. I'm going to jump into it. You guys already know mine if you see my prediction video. Sticking with it all the way, no matter what happens the rest of this year, I'm going to stay true to my prediction that I started weeks ago. 27-17 Seahawks over the Panthers. Sky-High, what's yours?
All right. Well, in fashionable Seahawk and in a Seahawk fashion, this game, it's I'm gonna do a little dramatics here. We're down 21-24.
Oh God.
With 2 minutes to go. We've played. We actually led 21-14 in the beginning of the fourth quarter, but stuff has hit the fan. Bad stuff happens. Jason Myers, from 49 yards away, ties the game with zeros on the clock. We go to overtime again.
It ain't so.
Welcome to hell. We don't get the ball. They go down. They're at the 50-yard line. It's a 3rd and 3. The pass is thrown by Dalton, batted down by Wagner. They have to punt. Boom. We get the ball back. First play, handed to K9. He runs it for 70 yards. Walk-off touchdown. Seahawks win it again in overtime. 31-24. It's going to be closer than you think, because this Frank Reich team is hungry and they want to win, and we're going to have to beat them to it. And we beat them to the biscuit. They're 0-3. It's so sad. But I feel like this is the first game where they actually are able to score like more than 15 points. So, yeah. It's my takeaway.
Wow. That's way too dramatic.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's reasonable.
For my liking.
With the Seahawks, it's reasonable, guys. Come on.
It is reasonable, but I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
I need to see that 70-yard walk off.
Yeah, I'll take the 70-yard run minus the overtime.
Last week.
Oh, okay.
That was painful.
All right, so Nick, you're up. What's your prediction?
My prediction is 43-8 Seahawks.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. That'd be funny though.
That would be, especially in celebration of the 10-year anniversary of the Super Bowl. That would be awesome.
No, exactly. No, I'm gonna say 23-14 Seahawks.
You're all gonna be wrong. When we do this next week, you'll all thank me later.
I know so far I'm 100% wrong on all my predictions so far. I think all of us probably are. I had a win against the Rams and a loss against the Lions. And
no, I thought we would beat the Lions.
Did you? You did? Okay. I had so all my predictions I've done and I'm going to stick to were all done before game 1, so I didn't change it because of what happened. I had us first winning against the Lions. And I thought, it's just be one of those games where you go, man, how'd we lose that game? We should have won that game. So that was my should have won that game. But we did win that game. So now that doesn't really count anymore. But I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, and I'd rather, to be honest, have the win against the Lions than the Rams, because I think the Lions are going to be more of a problem later down the stretch when it comes to seeding and wild card and all that.
When they get all their suspended players back.
Will be. Yeah, right.
For gambling and whatnot. Good thing those Seahawks people are doing that.
All right, so I got to do this since I've got this little opportunity here to. I have made my prediction. I do have my prediction video clip. I want to play my prediction clip of what happens in this game. So here we go. I got to search the part for it, but here we go. This is my prediction from the music prediction video.
Oh.
The section of what is going to happen against the Panthers. Here we go. Check it out. Oh, well, that's all messed up. Let's see. And you guys can't hear that, can you? Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, that's great.
You're
that's
watching
really great.
NorbFam.
All right, well, let me just fix that because that's messed up. How about... Nope, can't hear that either. Well, that's just great. That's just dandy that's not even playing.
You can just sing it. Just sing it.
Hold on a second. I got it. I got it. I gotta fix this. Hold on. There we go. Hear that? Wait, that ain't it. That ain't it. What is it? Oh, here we go. There we go. All right, let's get to that spot. Here we go. Here we go.
Just touch me dancing.
Give me your attention, baby. Gotta tell you a little something about your team. Your season is for everybody. I wouldn't say that to you if it wasn't true. Oh, wow. Our girls are gonna show you it's our time on time. Time on time. Seahawks, that is who we are. You know you're my golden sun. You can make our wish come true. Take us to the Super Bowl.
There you go.
I was hoping for a slip up that the entire music video just ended up continuing to play.
So it's not ready yet. There's nothing to see. Nothing to see here.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's it. So Sunday, Nick will be there. I'll be there. We were going to try to meet up before the game. Try to catch. There's going to be a whole bunch of Seahawk 10-year anniversary Super Bowl stuff. I'm wearing. If you hadn't noticed, I'm wearing my Super Bowl 48 shirt right here. And I got to show you this. I brought this little piece of memorabilia from that game because me and my dad were at that game. I have the actual seat cushion I sat on at MetLife Stadium. This is the actual Super Bowl seat cushion that they gave. We actually got a really nice pack of cool stuff that they gave us at the Super Bowl because they were expecting it to be a snowed out game. So they gave us all like mittens and hat and chapstick and hand warmers, all this stuff. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. All these goodies, the seat cushion thing. And then we went to Super Bowl 49 and then they just give us crap. They gave us like one little light to hold during the halftime show, and that was it. I was like, what? Lame.
New York versus Arizona.
Yeah. So the game kind of sucked too, the way it ended. So that all said. Anyway, 10-year anniversary is pretty cool though. But here we go. You know, I was trying to think back. Maybe you guys know this off the top of your head. I gotta ask you. So first question was, do you remember in 2013, what was our record 3 games into the season?
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
Were we?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Well, how? Wait.
You 100% sure about that?
I'm 100%.
You bet your life on it?
I bet my life. We
now
went
that
4-0.
Go check it, because I think we had a loss to the Colts early on, and it wasn't like we started just roaring. But verify that, because I think we started off with a
looking it up
win in the
now.
first couple of weeks, in the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Let's see. Seahawks.
We went 4-0, and then we lost to the Colts in week 5.
Is it week 5?
Yeah.
Is that how far we went?
Yeah, it was week 5.
Okay,
Then
all
we
right. I
went
knew we had a
5
Colts loss in there.
Then we were 5-0 in week and 5-0 in 2020. Should have been 6-0.
Oh, yeah.
And then 7-0. We should have been 7-0. Let's put it that way.
See, Norb, what that tells me is you haven't watched Season of Boom yet.
Yeah, you have.
I haven't. I started to watch it, and I wanted to actually watch it and like do a reaction thing to it. So I kind of been saving it because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance this week. I've been slammed with so much stuff. I haven't had a chance to really.
It's kind of nice that
see
they're
it,
only. It's
He's
only
been going.
15
He's been
minutes.
going to the gym. He's been going to the gym. He's been
Yeah,
getting
no,
in shape.
no, not that.
Well,
No, I've been working, man. I've been working. So I've been
you're
volleyball
fan-
and work. Volleyball and work. That's pretty much what it's been. Oh yeah, and Pirate Girl Uma will be there too. So maybe we'll see you at Touchdown City before the game. Let's see. Was there anything? Oh, just real quick, Laszlo. This is the final thing. What was where were you when you watched Super Bowl 48, and what was it like when the game was over? Sky-High, do you remember where you were when we won the Super Bowl?
I was in my house in Bellingham, Washington, and we had a Super Bowl party where what the heck am I thinking of? We had a Super Bowl party with friends. I remember like eating a bunch of like Seahawks themed Skittles. They had the Marshawn Lynch Skittles come out, and they were like everywhere, and we had food and all that. We watched the game, and we won. And then like what I really remembered is the parade. My entire family was sick, so we all like had the flu or something, and everybody stayed home. And we watched the parade, and don't ask me where I was in Super Bowl 49. We don't need to talk about that. But
Yeah.
Super Bowl 48 was great.
In hell. No.
Yeah. About as depressed as a 4th grader could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Wait, how old? What grade was that?
4th grade.
4th grade. Are you kidding? You're in college now? Man, you just made me feel ancient. Oh man, that means Nick was in like 2nd grade.
Yeah, I would at first. I think I would have been.
Do you even remember?
I do. I kind of do.
I kind of remember that.
I was in the house I'm in right now. Big Super Bowl party. I mean, there weren't any downs that night. Like, there wasn't really any moment in the game where it's like, oh man, I don't know. But no, I just remember it was very. It was a high energy, very happy. Everyone was happy. I remember the parade too. I didn't go to the parade. We were gonna, but it kind of, I don't know, it was just super cold and just super packed, and I guess, I don't know why we didn't go. But I got to skip school, so.
Yeah, I brought my kids. We went to the parade. It was very cold.
Yeah.
But that was pretty fun to be part of that.
Did you get
There's a question from Duran Everest for Sky-High. He said, have you ever played any digital flight simulators? And if so, what is your favorite? That's got to be, you must have, right?
I must have.
would-be pilot.
As a matter of fact, you can go check out my YouTube channel. I have done live streams for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think my favorite's X-Plane 11 right now, because that's my first one, and I'm able to fly the 737 aircraft. But Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is stunning right now, and I hear they're coming out with new games every year now, and I haven't been able to keep up. I can't play here because I don't have any of the equipment that they usually have. that's all at my house in an undisclosed location that you'll never know. So, but yeah, that's sort of my favorite games. Yeah.
So there's a question here from it's Casey Sports Nerd asking when's the rest of the prediction video coming out. Next week. My plan is, since I've already planned it through this week, I got to get the next one out for the following week, and this our bye. So it's a perfect time to launch the whole thing and get set up for the rest of the season. So that's my goal next week before the Giants game in New York. So yes, next week. Got lots of work to do still. Rishi is saying he's done his research on every song so far of the prediction video. And
Is the set list released?
No, I've only released bits at a time. But I will say, though, that a lot of what I chose came from Discord members' suggestions and YouTube comments. So I pulled a lot from what you guys gave me input on. So I appreciate it. In fact, I told AD, and I hope AD doesn't spill the beans, but he put me onto a song that I used in it that I didn't really know. And I really love the song. So it's like one of my favorite songs now. But I heard it, I was like, oh, this is good. I got to use this sucker. So I love it, man. So that's what's fun about it. I get to learn songs that I don't even really know beforehand that either my kids put up to, or else guys like you gotta give me input. So I appreciate that. What is this? It's Jamal back, Seahawks fan. Is Jamal back, Seahawks fans? We don't know, right?
No clue.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I mean, there were some tweets that went out. I think it was Brady Henderson that said, let's see, I might have it here. Yeah. Carroll didn't say it outright, but he continues to give the impression that it'll be another week until Jamal plays. Said Adams did really well in practice this week and is as close as he can get to playing, but added he'll be in the middle of it next week for sure. So that's
okay. Well,
basically no.
Oh, and Madhav Rajesh says, so I forgot to mention, so if you guys watched my radio appearance on my dad's radio show on Tuesday, which they have a show at 1 o'clock Pacific time every week, I was a special guest that day, and I actually showed a sneak peek at two more songs for 2 of the future games in that video. So you can actually sneak peek and look at it. It's not on my channel. You'd have to look at it on my dad's radio show channel. So obviously Madhav saw that because he saw the week 15, 16 picks. So you guys got to see 2 of the songs that nobody else did if you watched the show. So I wonder if you guys will find it. It's out there. Otherwise, nowhere else to see it.
You'll never know the YouTube channel name.
Well, the breadcrumbs are out there, so if you really want to find it, I made it pretty easy to find. So if you really want to know. Otherwise, you can just wait for the surprise when it comes out. Norb, you should reveal another song just on the Discord. Oh, that's a good idea. A little Discord members only. So I might do that. So speaking of the Discord, make sure you guys hop on and join it. It's in the description, but it's also right down there on the screen. Discord.gg/ bunch of letters. It used to be nice and easy before we got hacked. It used to be discord.gg/Seahawks. Then we got hacked, and then it's now back to these gobbledygook letters. But there you go. Yeah. You can find it that way, or just go to the description. But hackathon, man, crazy. I had a great time though with Brett, Lorraine, Mike, 80s Broncos fan's son. We went to the Universal Studios. That's why I was out of town last week and couldn't watch the game, because we were in Burbank at Universal Studios for the Halloween Horror Nights, which has been happening since mid-September and goes through Halloween. But it was awesome. It's like 9 different haunted houses. Some of them themed after shows like Stranger Things, The Last of Us, Exorcist, stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. If you like horror, it was a great thing. I brought Vanessa with me. We had a blast. You should definitely check it out and go MVP if you are able to. They call it RIP. MVP is like RIP. Anyway, good stuff. So that's it. Anything you guys want to say before we sign off?
Yeah.
Go Hawks. Thanks for having me on. It was good. It was fun. Let's do this next week. Good to be back. Jose, good job on the film.
Yeah, great breakdowns, man.
Good job. Yeah. All right.
Next time, rip the video so we don't have to have that shadow play button thing. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, go Huskies.
Yeah, Huskies, Hawks, Mariners, it ain't over yet. I guess they're hanging in there. Got a few runs. What is it now? It's 8-4. 8-4 at the top of the 7th. Ain't over. Anyway, yes, Alena says great job. And yes, go Huskies. And that's it. Yeah, that's right. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Would love to have you on here on a more regular basis. And NorbFam. Yes, if you'd like to support my channel directly, you could join NorbFam, and would love to have your support. All right, ACA, I hear you, man. I'm gonna put you in the video. I'm not gonna say whether Selena is in the show or not, but I got your clip of you and your, was it cousin or brother? No, cousin, I think, playing the guitar. So I got you, man. You'll be in there for sure. So, all right, we're gonna wrap up. Later, guys. Nick, see you at the game.
See ya.
Jose, good luck with everything, and
Yes.
we will talk to y'all later. Go Hawks, baby. Woo, let's go get it.